Hey guys, welcome to Ratios Day 3. Today we're going to be looking at the relationship between a ratio and a fraction and how we can write one as the other. Hopefully you have your notes in front of you. They should say Day 3 text page 24 to 26 at the top. All right, let's take a look at this ratio right here. What is the ratio of the length of A to the length of B? On your notes I'm at letter A. Well, let's take a look. We've got 2 units of A and we've got 5 units of B. We want to write A to B, so my ratio is 2 to 5. Now we want to know what is the ratio of the length of A to the total length. So now I'm looking for A to total. Well, I counted 2 units for A, but what are my total units? I've got 1, 2 here and 5 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my total units are 7. So my ratio, let's just write 7 right here just to make that clear. So my ratio is going to be 2 to 7. Okay, so we are going to write down a little formula to remember to help us with future word problems. This is a formula to help us look for key words in sentences that are going to clue us into what goes first in a ratio, or if we're working with a fraction, what goes on top is the numerator and what goes on the bottom. So the formula to remember is or are over of. Okay, and let me show you what this means. So we look in our problem, for example, right here, it says, what is the ratio of the length of A to the length of B? So we're going to look at the is statement. What is the ratio of the length of A? So that is connects over here to A to the length of B. B is right there, okay? So we've got is or are over of. In our second statement it says, what is the ratio of the length of A to the total length? So now we've got our is or are A, and then the total length is over here. So there's our little formula to remember, is or are over of. This is the reason it's over is because we're going to use this to write fractions from ratios. So let's see what this looks like. All right, letter D on your notes. The length of A is what fraction of the total length? So we want to look at A, and we've got 2 units of A, and remember we had 7 units total. So the length of A is, so that's going to go on top, 2/7 of the total length. Here's that of, goes on the bottom. The length of B is, well, the length of B is 5 units, right? Of the total length, the total was 7, so it's going to look like B over total, or 5 over 7. And on letter F, we want to know the length of A is something of the length of B. So we're going to write A over B, or 2 over 5, 2/5. So that would read the length of A is 2/5 of the length of B. All right. Okay, so let's change things up a little bit now. So now we've got the length of B is 5 over 2 of the length of A. Our question says the length of B is blank times the length of A. So I'm looking for like a, 1 times the length of A, 2 times, 3 times, something like that. So to figure this out, let's take a look at our units right here. So we're going to take our length of A and make that 1 unit. So A's got 2 units really, but we're going to pretend that's 1, and we're going to make 2 blocks our 1 unit. So if this is our 1, then we've got 1 more right here, and then half of a 1. So the way we would answer this question is, the length of B is, we've got 1, 2, plus 1/2, 2 1/2 times the length of A. All right, the ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls in a class is 4 to 5. Letter A says, express the number of boys as a fraction of the number of girls. Okay, where's our is or are? Well, we don't have one, but we do have an as, and that's sometimes in our word problems we'll have as instead of is. So we say, again, it's express the number of boys as a fraction of the number of girls. So we are going to start with boys, is or as or are, over of, and the of is referring to girls in this statement. So boys of girls, and we're going to write our fraction as 4 over 5. Now we want to know the ratio of the number of girls as a fraction of the number of boys. So our of is boys, so that goes on the bottom, and we want girls over boys, or 5 over 4. Okay, express Ryan's money as a fraction of Jeff's money. So again, let's look for our is or as or are over of. So here's our as statement, as a fraction. So Ryan's money is going to go on top. Our of is Jeff's money, so Jeff will go on the bottom. Well, we can see by looking at our bar model that Ryan has 5 units, while Jeff has 3. Let me make that a little bit neater. So we write the fraction as 5 over 3. Now it says to express Jeff's money as a fraction of the total money. Okay, so here's our is, as, or are statement. So Jeff's money as a fraction. So let's write Jeff right here. Of the total money. Here's our of statement. So it's going to be Jeff over total. Now, how many units does Jeff have? Oh, there it is right there. Jeff has 3 units. So we write that on top. And if we count up the total, Ryan has 5, Jeff has 3, the total is 8, so that goes on the bottom. Now we want to know how many times more money does Ryan have than Jeff? So let's look at Jeff's money as a unit of 1. So let's just draw a dotted line down our bar model here. And if this is a unit of 1, then Ryan doesn't quite have 2 units, does he? He's got 1, and then he's got basically another 2 out of 3 unit, 2/3 of a unit. So if this is 1 whole unit right here, Ryan only has 2/3 of it. So in answer to our question, how many times more money does Ryan have than Jeff? Ryan would have 1 2/3 more money than Jeff. On to the next problem. So Katie saved $420 and Dan saved $350. Find the ratio of Katie's savings to Dan's savings. So if we say we want to find the ratio of Katie's savings to Dan's savings, we're going to say K, here it is right here, Katie to Dan, and fill it in with 420 to 35. Now that is clearly not simplified, so let's do that really quick. We can divide by 10 just by crossing off those zeros, and then we can divide by 7, which is going to be the greatest common factor. So if I divide 42 by 7 and 35 by 7, my simplified ratio is going to look like 6 to 5. Okay, well, my next question asks me to draw a unit graph to depict their savings. Well, I don't exactly want to draw a bar model with 420 and 350 units, so let's just draw the ratio. So here's Katie's savings right here. We're going to label that with a K. And Katie had 6, let's see, units, while Dan had 5. You're going to be doing a lot of bar modeling in this unit, so make sure that you are drawing your bar models neatly and exactly the same as I'm drawing them for now, because it's a good habit to get into. Your bar models will make or break your word problems later in this unit. Okay, what is the ratio of Dan's savings to Katie's savings? So now we want Dan to Katie, so we're going to put his savings first. We're going to make it look like that. And Dan has 5 while Katie has 6. So the ratio is going to be 5 to 6. Okay, now how about the fraction? What is the fraction of what fraction of Dan's savings is Katie's savings? Well, remember our formula? Let's look for our is or are statement first. So is Katie's savings is going to be our is statement. So that's going to go on top. And of Dan's savings is our of statement. So that goes on the bottom. So we're going to set our fraction up like that, Katie over Dan. And our fraction is going to end up looking like 6 over 5, or 6/5. Okay, let's change things up. Now, what fraction of Katie's savings is the total savings? Ooh. So now my is statement is right here. Is the total savings, so total is going to go on top. My of statement is right here, so of Katie's savings, Katie is going to go on the bottom. How many units do I have total? If Katie has 6 and Dan has 5, I have 11 units. So I am going to put 11 on the top, and I'm going to put 6 on the bottom because that's Katie's savings. So my answer would be 11/6. Okay, number 5, I would like you to toyo and come on back and check your work in just a moment. Okay, hopefully you got through that. I'm going to scroll through the answers really quick so you can check your work. So a sum of money is shared between Peter, John, and Henry in the ratio of 2 to 3 to 5. Express Henry's share as a fraction of John's shares. It should be Henry over John, or 5 over 3. And then it says what fraction of the whole sum of money is John's share. So of the whole is going to be on the bottom. Is John's is going to be on the top. So John over whole, or 3/10. All right, friends, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video and do a part B for this day. So look for ratios day 3 part B in the playlist.